Hi, everyone. I'm Nancy Newman, and welcome to the Infinity Nets pregame show on Yes. After winning 4 of their first 6 games this month, tonight the Nets are on the road facing the Charlotte Bobcats. Well,
that's how we're going to win games. It's for the three of us to step up and control the game. Whether it's scoring, distributing the ball, rebounding, whatever. We have to do what we have to do to get ourselves back on track and to put ourselves back up into the playoff race where we want to be. If you're open, you're going to get the ball. And I think it was kind of new for him at first. And I think now he understands, when I'm driving, when RJ's driving, when JK's driving, have your hands and eyes ready.
And what are you yelling at him sometimes when he's close to the basket?
To dunk the ball. So it's funny now. I think he has it embedded in his head, and every time he does it, it looks like you don't have to say it. So it's fun. We have a good time with it, and I think that's just the bond we've created from day one. And I think he just understands that I respect him as a person, as a player, and I want to see him succeed and be as successful as he possibly can. So I think once I get in his face and not afraid to tell him, and likewise, we have that respect, and good things have happened. Well, we're just going to continue to play hard. They're a team that runs a lot of screens, so now it's going to rely on us as a unit to communicate and trust each other in our defense.
This is a team that some look at say, their record's not that good, but they have some big wins, including against you guys, right?
Yeah, they're a pretty darn good team, and they play hard. And they play to the end, so it's going to be very important for us to stick together because they're a very carefree team. And when I say that, I mean they just play. They don't really worry about stats, standings, who they're playing against. They just play, and they play the wins.
Suddenly, fighting to the finish. Monday, Indy couldn't keep pace. The challenge tonight: the young Bobcats in Charlotte. The Nets have found their swagger. Can the good times continue to roll? Next on Yes. There seems to be a fascination with NBA players entering arenas like Mikey Moore for the Nets. What about broadcasters? How do they prepare for the night ahead? Mark Jackson of the Yes Network chatting with Sean May, trying to get some insight. Point guard to point guard with Marcus Williams. He'll cozy up to the stars. Vince Carter. Well, then he's got to sign up, get his dish for the meal, and get his press notes. Start preparing for the game. High-level production meeting with Yes Network personnel. And then the one-liners. You think it's all off the cuff with Jackson, right? Mark Jackson renewing old acquaintances with Jeff McGinnis. Final preparations. Getting the sound equipment ready. And we are ready for the Nets and the Bobcats here on the Yes Network. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Charlotte. I'm Ian Eagle. Joined by...
I'm sorry.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm sorry. Fail to prepare, you might as well prepare to fail.
Mark Jackson, ready and willing. Are you prepared mentally and physically for this game?
Absolutely. This should be a barn burner.
Jim Calhoun, remember that visit?
He was. This is a Bobcat team that has a bunch of injuries, key players going. You have to continue to play the same way you've been playing. Attack the paint, as Vince Carter does. Very nicely. Good timing by Vince Carter.
Reverse delivery, Vince Carter. That was nasty.
That's going to be crucial. How about Vince Carter? This is what you want. Gliding through the air and then having, he's not finished. He has not landed yet, Ian. A little airplane.
Was that a helicopter or an airplane?
Make me want to take off my suit and tie, man.
Don't do that.
I didn't say my shirt. I just said the suit and tie.
Carter's got to like this matchup with Carroll. Double team comes. Ball movement. Jefferson wide open look. Bottom on a three.
The great thing about that, if you're Lawrence Frank, you just trust that Vince Carter is going to make the right decision because Matt Carroll has no reason to believe that he can defend Vince Carter. So Vince Carter off the double team, making plays, and Richard Jefferson the spot up jumper.
Friends, when the final buzzer sounds, so call 1-800-7-NJ-NETS. That's 1-800-7-NJ-NETS. Operators are standing by.
Cliff Robinson saying to Marcus Williams during that.
The bounce, the cut, Carter, big finish, going to the hoop.
Great read by Cliff Robinson and Vince Carter, just giving eye contact as he was being overplayed by Carroll, goes back door and finishes over Okafor. It's a steal from Mikey Moore. Someone has to defend Vince Carter, a smaller guy.
Carter against his former North Carolina brethren, Was that a hook? What was that, Vince Carter?
I don't know what it was, but it was a smart move because you have a smaller defender. You have to punish the defense, and Vince Carter going right to the basket.
Third line drive. Tries to get it to Moore, deflected. And the Nets reload. Kidd, a three. Knocks it down. Jason Kidd from long range. And Bernie Bickerstaff wants a timeout. Largest lead of the night for the Nets.
You go small, I must punish you, says Vince Carter. One-handed jump hook using the glass. The bank was open, and then finding Kidd, and Kidd says, got him. Nets are rolling.
You know, to this day, Rick Mahorn still calls my mom.
Jefferson, a three. Just don't leave that out there. What is that, a half with Nancy Newman when we return? This is Nets basketball on Yes.
To bite you down the stretch.
Right now, a 16-point lead. Carter, the leaner. Count it.
Correct move by Vince Carter, continuing to attack.
I take it all back.
No, it's too late.
Cat's out of the bag. Carter, look out! Vince Carter brings out the hammer. Timeout, Charlotte.
Do me a favor and tell the kids to close their eyes because here comes Vince Carter down the lane, punches it over Eli. That's how you get it done. I heard you're going to be a net. Well, take that to the net, says VC.
NJ Nets. Nets are having some fun tonight here in Charlotte.
Vince Carter came over and said he was going to do a 360, but he's tired.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, I felt the same way a couple of times during the course of my career.
Keep them stimulated if you're the head coach. Carter, that's a long three. Bottom! Vince Carter, he loves Carolina.
He's the type of guy, if he has his feet set, it does not matter which range he's shooting from. That's a good shot when he's set and facing the basket.
On the arc.
This is just long range here. Knocks it down, and then he says, how much was it? 1, 2, that's 3. Yeah, that's 3.
The human scoreboard. 66-43.
That one was going to go in. Matt Carroll had missed 2 previous shots from that same spot.
Carter, another. Vince Carter is on target for 3.
Talk about the same spot. If Vince Carter, like I said, is facing the basket, feet set, that's a knockdown shot and a high percentage shot for him.
16 now for Carter on 7 of 12 from the field. Robinson to Carter, makes a cut, lob, and slam. It's Carter to Mikey Moore.
The play from Vince Carter basically saying it.
How many different combinations can the Nets come up with in alley-oops? Here's one, Carter to Moore.
We're just a team that likes to really, if you're open, you're going to get the ball. And I think it was kind of new for him at first, and I think now he understands, when I'm driving, when RJ's driving, when J-Kid's driving, have your hands and eyes ready.
And what are you yelling at him sometimes when he's close to the basket?
You dunk the ball.
He's that conscious that's always on your shoulder. If you feel like, even if your legs don't want you to get up and try to dunk it, Vince is sitting right there, right on your shoulder, like, try to dunk that. Don't go up weak. Don't try to finger roll it. Dunk that ball. So he helps me a lot to be strong in the paint.
So there's a little mini Vince on Mikey Moore's shoulder, and he's always chatting to him in his ear. Go dunk the ball.
That helps. Certainly when you got a teammate encouraging you. You're amazing.
Yeah, thanks. It was down to Sony or Kenwood. Carter drains it a long 2. And the Nets continue to pile on the offense. Williams, the man who replaced McGinnis, as the backup point guard. Carter, catch, delivery, book it.
Last time, the same exact play.
Vinsanity spreads across the Hudson as the Nets hit up the Big Apple for a battle against Starbury and the Knicks.
Play. Kidd to Jefferson. Felton there, the cutter. Carter lays it up and in. Vince Carter. Pretty play.
Bring the basketball to RJ, slows it up, finding Vince Carter, slashing to the hoop with the finger roll.
Here's Carter. Step back. He knocks it down. Vince Carter from the corner.
Really not fair to ask Emeka Okafor to defend Vince Carter away from the basket. Good look by Vince Carter.
Nets are ready to go after the timeout. 1-point differential. Carter on a cross. Carter, hard drive, lost the ball. Caught by Hollins. And count it. Ryan Hollins called on goaltending. That ball had no chance of going in the hoop.
And it definitely hits the backboard before Ryan Hollins comes up with the goaltending. Good energy and effort from Hollins, but it's charged to a mistake. But you can't get upset about his energy trying to help defensively. But no question about it, that is a goaltender.
Nets knock off the Bobcats 92-85 against this franchise. In a game that saw Bernie Bickerstaff tossed in the second coach. Give you some defense, the Robinson block, and then it's off to the races. Kidd, Jefferson to Carter. How about that? Put some English on it. That stopped an 11-0 run for the Bobcats. Carter with the finish, and Mark Jackson standing by with Vince.
And here with Vince Carter, another stellar performance. How important was it for you guys to start off in the type of way you did?
This is a team who just plays hard, and and they play with nothing to lose. So we knew we had to jump on them early and get a lead, and hopefully we can hold off. And we got a little lackadaisical the end of the third, especially in the beginning of the fourth, but we were able to pull it out.
Did jumping out against those guys give you guys a cushion to be able to withstand their run?
Definitely, that's what we have to do. We have to do that. We have to jump on teams early. And we've been a little shaky letting teams come back into the game and put the pressure on us, but we're able to settle down and get the job done.
Sharing the basketball, when guys like you and Jason Kidd have the basketball, looking for guys like Mikey Moore and your other teammates, how important is that?
That's what it is. You have to give them confidence. We know it's our time in the fourth quarter, but throughout the game, teams go to double, triple team sometimes, and you have to have confidence in giving those guys the ball. Now they have the confidence to finish and feel like they have to finish for us.
Well, great job once again. Continue to roll. Vince Carter, back to you, Ian.
Thank you. Go Heels.
Coming up next, it's the Nissan postgame. Oh, what a night it was for Mark Jackson. He worked awfully hard, as did I. Nets basketball on Yes, produced by Frank DeGrace, directed by John Wilson. Tonight's pregame and halftime produced by Drew Kaliski. The supervising producer, Woody Fryman. The executive producer, John Filippelli. Join us again on Friday when the Nets take on the New York Knicks. Game time at 7:30. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock. And for more on the Yes Network, log on to yesnetwork.com. For Mark Jackson and our entire crew, this is Ian Eagle. We'll come back with some final thoughts in just a moment. Nancy Newman in the postgame starts right now.
Following the action. So for now, for Ian Eagle, Mark Jackson, and our entire Yes Network team, I'm Nancy Newman saying thanks for watching. Stay tuned for an all-new edition of This Week in Football, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night, everybody. The Nets a winner, 92-85.